So last week, Thursday, I finished Velma. So now you're probably thinking like, well, it took me like a whole 4 days, to make this video. I can explain this. So after I finished watching the show, I was done with it. I was going to immediately, I made my video, right? That first video was actually very, very negative. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like pretty aggressive with the show. I had like some things I liked about it, some things I didn't. It was just a very negative review. I don't want that type of deal. I don't want that energy on my channel. So I was gonna wait till Sunday, cool off a bit, let the show marinate, and talk about the show. Very simple plan. But then Sunday was Super Bowl Sunday, as everybody knows this, and the Eagles lost. So I was just very upset again. So now I'm gonna make this video on Sunday with a negative attitude, not the mood. So here I am on a Monday, ready to talk about this video, or not talk about this video, but talk about this show, Velma. So Velma, to me, is a very mid-show, almost trash. That's how I feel about it after these 4 days of just thinking about it. And I can explain why, all right? So let me first explain, the plot. Plot is, it's like a murder mystery. It's like the origin stories of the Scooby Doo crew. Or not even the Scooby Doo crew, more like, the Mystery Incorporated crew. Because, I don't think it's a spoiler, but like, there's no Scooby Doo in the show. There's no Scooby Doo. There's just Velma, Norville, who was a Shaggy's, redesign, Freddy and Daphne. So it's just their whole origin story about how they became, the mystery crew. So the story or the plot is, there's this murderer about who's killing people, and also Velma's mom is missing. That's the plot, and the show is just having a good, or just them trying to figure out who's to kill her, and other shenanigans going on. So what I like about the show is mainly just there's just two characters on the show that I actually found like kind of entertaining, and that was Norval and Fred. Like halfway through the show, like Norval was kind of lame, but like he had his moments. He was actually kind of funny, and Fred, like the beginning, he was just not that great. But then like halfway through the show, I was like, okay, this man is actually kind of funny. But they just couldn't carry the show by themselves because the main character Velma, I just she was like annoying, but not like the fun type of annoying. You know what I mean? It's like you have those sarcastic characters. Those are always fun. I enjoy sarcasm a lot. That's a good thing. But her sarcasm was just not good enough for the show, where it just felt like overly sarcastic. Like very self-aware satire, and like it can be done. I've seen this be done before. Like I think what's that show? Harley Quinn. I think they do a perfect job of what Velma wanted to do, but Velma just couldn't execute it the way they had to do it. They were just like too overly into the idea of like, oh, let's break these characters down fully, then flip them, bake them bare, stuff like that. But like their way of doing it just didn't work with Velma. And that kind of sucks because like, I was rooting for the show. Like I heard like reviews coming like, oh, the show's gonna be trash, yada yada yada, because they've, well, I think everyone knows this at this point. Like they race swapped Velma, made Shaggy, Norval, and Black. Like people were just weren't upset. People were very upset about that. Me personally, I don't mind this at all. If you want to race swap a character, it's cool. Just make sure the show is decent, because if the show was good, people wouldn't complain at all. But since the show is bad and they race swapped, now it's like two whammies at one. It's like, okay, it's going to be hard for people to, like the show, sadly. Not because of the race swap, just because it was just very bad, and it's hard to defend. Not very bad, but just almost bad. Just, I'm going to keep saying it's mid. A very mid show. Now, would I recommend watching this show? Probably not, but I will say that I will give season 2 a chance, obviously, because, that's more content, but they need to, like, really revamp everything, you know what I mean? Like, just make sure they hit the jokes right, have an engaging story, because, like, the story itself, like, the murder mystery, I enjoy those, but, like, the murder mystery, like, it really started picking up halfway through the show, like, the first few episodes, I think the show was, like, 12 episodes, I think the first 6, man, like, fun character stuff, then you get a sprinkle of murder mystery, I wanted it to be, like, more, let me get more of the murder mystery, that's just me personally, I wanted to see more of that. But besides that, just season 2, hopefully they, do better. Like, I'm rooting for the show. I want the show to win. I enjoy Scooby Doo. I enjoy Scooby Doo. It was a fun show. I think I grew up on, like, the live action Scooby Doo and the Scooby Doo Mystery Incorporated back on Cartoon Network. Those are the shows I watched as a kid, So I enjoy that stuff. I enjoy Scooby Doo. But, like, they dropped the ball with this one, sadly. So hopefully season 2, because it is confirmed for season 2, they pick their game up, have a good season, come out tweaking, prove everybody wrong. I still have faith, as always. But that's all for the review. I'm giving this show like I'll give it like a 5 out of 10. Sadly, like it was just wasn't all that. I wouldn't rewatch season one. I would not. I wouldn't recommend. Well, I don't want you guys to waste your time. I say just watch a review like me talking about the show, and then taking what you will from the information of that. But I wouldn't really watch this again. Hopefully, season two is better. And I think just rambling all at this point, I think that's about it for this video. I'll catch you guys later.